Folks, you are the limit on the abuse of power in Washington. Nobody else. It's not going to be NBC, CBS, and don't worry about them. The fact that they're calling you names tells you you've already won the argument.
Yes.
I remember a conversation I had with a U.S. Senator at the Virginia Tech game, about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, he said, Bob, you're probably right. We don't have the authority to pass this mandate, but that's not my main concern. I almost passed out. I mean, you take an oath to defend the Constitution. An oath is a swearing before your Creator that you will do or not do certain things. Now, the Constitution is the basic social compact between citizens and elected officials. This is a big set of promises that I must keep. You are the only ones really who are authorized to change this through your elected representatives. You've got to emphasize these are promises that you're breaking. And if you don't want to keep these promises, we're going to keep you from getting in this position to do this again. So simply going door to door, if you can't go door to door because you can't walk, make phone calls. But you have got to make a confrontation. I decided last fall that I was going to challenge Obamacare. And I devised the Health Care Freedom Act for Virginia, which purposely directed Virginia into conflict mode with the United States Congress. We weren't ducking the issue, we are heading them straight on. And this is not nullification or interposition. And I went and spent some time reading these things called Elliott's debates, which are the ratification debates that took place in the states in 1787 and 88. There's no authority to compel people, like the attorney said here, to enter into a contract to buy any good or service. There is no authority to do that, but that's not going to become the law of the land or stay the law of the land if you just sit in your seats here. The fact that you came to Washington shows you are a bit cut above the rest of the people. You are leaders in your community. You have this. You just have to structure this. We can win, but you have got to do the work. This is not simply a one-shot deal. There's an archives building here, and if you go down and look at it on the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue, is this eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. What is the parable in the New Testament where they're talking about this field that had a bunch of weeds in it? While the good man slept, an enemy did this, okay? While we were sleeping, assuming that people were doing their job, they weren't. They were undermining us. But you can pull this back. You are not powerless. And the fact that you're here, again, shows that you can win, and you are intimidating the leaders into submission. If they don't submit, and your first victory was this Congressman Benedict Arnold Stupak. Okay? He was supposed to be a pro-life statesman. He turned up to be a scarecrow or a vulture of death because he switched at the last minute. That is not what you want to reward. And I would just make one difference. The test is not November 3rd. It's the primaries before that. And you need to hold, especially Republicans, accountable. What were they doing from 2001 to December 2006 with these budget resolutions, okay, in Congress? Every time they were there, they increased the debt limit. That put a stranglehold around our necks. We have $1.4 trillion in deficit this year. I don't think the national debt got to $1.4 trillion until about 1996. That's about 207 years. Obama did that in 1 year. We cannot sustain this. The debt authorized, and the Democrats did this by something called deem and pass, which I don't understand at all, which is not a real vote on a substantive matter, says it's now $14 trillion. That basically is the gross national product. We're bankrupt, but you're not. You need to act. We can win. Thank you very much.